Circularity in the supply chain. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Kristin Toth, President and COO at Fernish. Kristin, it's great to see you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Russell.
Kristin, it occurs to me that maybe somebody out there may not be entirely familiar with Fernish and just what it does. I know it is involved in furniture rental some kind of way, but give us an idea. What does the company do? Just how is it involved in supply chain as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's our mission to make it effortless to create your home being not only your space, but the things in it that give you that feeling of home, that comfort, that joy, that safety. And home and what you need out of it is changing all the time. So furniture rental is a way to take something that can be a big pain point, like the buying, managing, assembling, disassembling, storage, and getting rid of furniture, moving furniture, and makes it really, really easy by applying rent to own, or outright purchase for customers to be able to have what they love for as long as they need it.
Mm-hmm. So we said circularity in the supply chain, but maybe we need to define our terms initially. So circularity, what exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I think what we're talking about with circularity is the fact that products have a longer life than just a procurement and then a sell to a customer. Circularity just means what happens after that initial sale, what happens sort of as it goes through its life cycle, and really thinking about it having multiple lives almost, and really through the end of the life.
Mm-hmm. Well, walk us through that for just a moment or two. What happens? What are those stages, between, procurement and then sale to the customer, et cetera? What are some of those aspects?
Yeah, I mean, for Fernish specifically, yeah, so I think the first thing that it starts out with us, because we know that we're going to have many lives of our product, we have to choose the right product and source it in the right way. So that means, number one, let's make sure that this product is going to be attractive style-wise for a long period of time. Let's make sure it's really durable. Let's make sure that it's modular so that we can refurbish it and we don't have to throw away an entire sofa if a cushion needs to be replaced. And let's make sure that it's refurbishable so that we can actually sand things down, retouch things, and make it look like new over and over and over again. And then I think from there, we bring it into the right places at the right time to service our customers, and we give them a lot of options for how long they want to have it. We think very much when we're delivering something that we're going to have to go pick it back up. That's just part of what we do. So we really think about circularity on the local logistics side of things. And then we have the whole reverse logistics and refurbishment process that we've had to build out in our network as well. So there's the sort of sourcing, delivering, picking back up, refurbishing, and then sending things out again. And then as something kind of wears and it's no longer at that like new condition, what do we do with it? Because it still has a ton of value. So we've been developing a secondary used market as well.
So that's interesting. And this all stands in contrast to what we normally think of as last mile logistics.
That's right.
You buy something, furniture, let's just say, it's delivered to your house. It may be set up by the installers, et cetera, but that's the end of it. They go away and the stuff stays there until you throw it away.
Yes.
But in this case, of course, it makes that round trip, if you will.
Exactly.
That brings us to circularity. Very interesting. Why is this important to incorporate into business? What's your view there? What do you say?
Well, I think one of the things that's really interesting is not only the customer experience that we really wanted to enable, but the fact that over 10 million tons of furniture goes into a U.S. landfill every year.
Really?
Right? So it's a big waste problem, and a lot of that furniture still has a lot of value. So what one of the reasons to think about circularity is to think about the asset itself, the product itself, and all of the effort that it took to make and bring that product into a useful supply chain. You can think of it over a longer period of time and serving many customers instead of going into a landfill prematurely.
Mm-hmm. Now, anytime I talk with an expert in logistics or in supply chain, et cetera, one of the questions is, let's talk about the obstacles. Let's talk about the challenges to making things work. In this case, obstacles and challenges to implementation. What would they be?
Well, I think most of us, and I'm no exception, I started my career in e-commerce, right? You brought stuff into your warehouse, you shipped it to a customer as fast as you could, and then you really hoped never to see it again. And I think one of the things that is very different is that from the get-go, we knew in order to make a scalable business that there was going to be this circularity. And it does provide new opportunities to us on the business side, but those challenges, right? We have to be thinking about stops on a route every single day that some are picking up and some are dropping off. We have to bring things back, to quarantine them to make sure there's no bed bugs. We have to have a really great cleaning process, and we have to have a refurbishment team that can deal with all of the variations of how these things come back so that we can get those back into circulation and out to the next customer who's going to love them for as long as they need.
Can we just talk for a moment about the technology that is involved? Because clearly, if we're going to have an operation like this and make it work effectively, make it work smoothly, et cetera, and cost effectively, of course, what is the technology that's involved that's going to enable us to do these things?
Yeah, there's a lot of technology that's on the front end, right? Managing your conversation with your customer. So that's around, the purchasing and the changing of your subscription, the sort of tracking of what you have and when your subscription is done, the communication and all of the billing that happens along the way. So we had to have a lot of really great technology on that side. On the back end side, we have inventory that's living outside of our walls that's still ours, right? It's in all of these different customers' homes and all of these different businesses. And that's still our inventory. And we want to be able to not only know where everything is from a financial perspective, but be able to track the life cycle of each one of those pieces as they come back and they go through their multiple life cycles, which is not something that you would find in your normal inventory management or warehouse management system. So we've been really working on building out something that gives us that insight, allows us to make better purchasing decisions, and also allows us to be able to make better offers to customers. So if something's nearing its useful life, we can always say, hey, Russell, you have this sofa. We can give you a really good deal if you want to keep it. And it's a really great way for us to sort of end of life inventory. Then we obviously also have trucks that we're routing every single day and interactions with customers on these very super white glove deliveries where we're not only dropping things off, but we're putting it together. We're putting it in their homes. We're taking away all of the packaging, swapping things out, moving things from one apartment to the other. So we have a routing system that we work with as well on the logistics side in our local logistics.
Interesting take on reverse logistics, quite frankly. Kristin, I know you're busy here at this conference, but you found time to speak with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's Kristin Toth. She's with Fernish, and she has given us a most interesting talk today about circularity in the supply chain. Thanks for watching.